Chapter 255. What does you scolding the blood-robed old ghost have to do with me? The rewards of a higher grade were indeed much more powerful. Songshi condensed 3 golden cores in one go, and his realm had also advanced from the middle stage to the late stage. Every golden core he had now was larger, and his nomological power was pure. Songshi exhaled. I finally condensed the true 9 suns. The next step is to combine the 9 suns and cultivate an essence body. The 9 Yan divine technique was a martial arts technique. It has no effect in condensing of the nascent soul. Instead, it fused nomological power into the body and condensed the essence body. This essence body was actually the same as the nascent soul. The difference was that one was condensed on the inside, whereas the essence body was cultivated with the current physical body as the foundation. At this point, although martial arts and chi refinement were considered, immortal cultivation and the principles were similar, there were still some differences. The focus was different. Martial arts cultivated the body while the chi refinement condenses the nascent soul. He knew that in the end, it was because martial artists did not have spiritual roots. Without roots, how could they break out of their core and condense a nascent soul? I still have to continue cultivating both my essence body and nascent soul, Songshi thought to himself. Cultivating the essence body was powerful in close combat, and cultivating the nascent soul was close to achieving the heavenly Tao. The power of spells and divine towers in heavenly Tao was even more terrifying. Since both aspects each had their own advantages, he naturally wanted them all. He retracted his nomological power and saw that there was actually magma in the cave. He muttered, "The power of the Supreme Yan True Fire is not to be underestimated. However, this is not enough. I have to go out and bask in the sun and absorb the Supreme Yang True Fire essence. Otherwise, as I use my nomological power, the Supreme Yan True Fire will degenerate again." After his cultivation level increased, Songshi took out the third item. Bronze sword. Songshi stared at the rusty ancient sword and was stunned to discover that the sword intent inside was far inferior to when he received it in the beginning. Damn it, could it be that this thing can only be seen once? He cursed, but still brought his thoughts closer. The light and shadow in front of him changed. Songshi came to a starry sky. The stars in the sky flickered as words appeared. He saw a cultivation technique called the Star Sword technique. As the starlight flickered, someone seemed to be executing it. However, he didn't manage to take a second look before the figure dissipated. In the end, the star also dimmed, leaving only a description. Without the help of the figure, the speed of cultivating this sword technique was greatly reduced. Songshi could still accept it. Without the hints left behind by his seniors, he could cultivate according to his own understanding. At most, he would suffer from chi deviation. After carefully browsing through the sword art, Songshi became more and more shocked. He shook his head. The power of stars was the foundation of this sword technique. He could not cultivate it for the time being. It was better to cultivate the Akalantha body now. After memorizing the sword technique, Songshi's body emitted a white Buddhist light as he entered a cultivation state. In the blink of an eye, half a month passed. Songshi stopped when there were still 3 days before the month was up. It's about time. I have to go out and give them a chance to kill me. Songshi chuckled and saw the elk bones rolling in the magma. Growl, his stomach rumbled. After cultivating for more than half a month, Songshi did not lack energy. However, his instincts still made him want to eat something. Taking a deep breath, the Supreme Yan True Fire, Buddhist light, and other powers on his body quickly converged. Songshi returned to his normal appearance and walked towards the cave entrance. In the outside world, weeds were thriving. Drops of sparkling dew hung on the emerald leaves. Suddenly, a drop of dew fell. The leaf lowered slightly, and Songshi landed on it. Glancing at the situation outside, Songshi quickly sensed many fluctuations. Half a month has passed. The mystic realm should be quite lively now. Songshi waved his hand and retracted the array flags. A gust of wind blew past, and he was already gone. Old dog blood robes, come out if you dare. Bloody robed old turtle, you've been hiding for almost a month, and you still don't dare to show your face. Old dog blood robes, are you dead? Did you turn into poop after being eaten by vicious beasts? As the group advanced, they activated their nomological powers and cursed. Their voices spread out and could be heard from dozens of kilometers away. Song Shi's ears twitched when he heard someone scolding him. His face darkened. These guys, I was only cultivating in seclusion for a period of time. Is there a need to be in such a hurry? Song Shi pursed his lips. Forget it. You're scolding the blood-robed old ghost. What has it got to do with me? You won't affect my mood when I am about to eat some delicious meat. He looked down at the golden rabbit meat wrapped in red oil in the pot and took a deep breath. It looks good. Let's start. As he drank the wisdom tea and ate the dried pot rabbit, Song Shi felt that this was the true essence of cultivation. It was much more interesting than hiding in a cave. Roar. A fierce multicolored tiger came from behind, riding on a walking cloud. It was agile and its cultivation level was not low. As it walked, it glanced at the dried pot rabbit and then at Song Shi. Compared to the dried pot rabbit that it had never seen before, it felt that this human was more delicious. When the tiger's roar spread, its bloody mouth had already reached the back of Song Shi's head. He only needed to bite it gently, and he would have a chance to taste the fresh and delicious brain matter. When it bit down, it realized that the head in front of it was glowing. Then, there was a cracking sound. Ow! It screamed and retreated. Blood flowed out of its mouth and a few broken teeth fell out. Its teeth had actually been broken. The tiger demon was a little stunned, and fear rose in its heart. Even if you're a demon, you should know that it's rude to disturb someone's meal, right? Song Shi, who was eating the rabbit meat, turned around with a displeased expression. As an apology, "Can man give me more food?" He backhanded him with a heavy fist. Boom! The earth shook and the mountains shook. The demonic tiger was smashed into the soil by a fist, and the ground rippled like water. Its huge body convulsed violently and became limp. The tiger head split open, and white brain matter mixed with blood flowed out. It was actually killed by Song Shi in one move. Song Shi sat on the tiger's back and continued to drink tea leisurely and eat the extra meat happily. The commotion here attracted the attention of other cultivators, and thoughts came from nearby. Was that the blood-robed old ghost? That's him. The blood-robed old ghost has finally appeared. There's going to be a good show to watch. The crown prince of the Jin nation is looking for him with a hefty bounty on his head. In the mystic realm, some people were hiding, while others were keeping watch. It would be fine if Song Shi did not move, but once he did, it would be very easy for him to be discovered. As the communication talisman spread the news, the leaders of some teams received the news easily. Especially the royal family of Great Jin, who had long been prepared to kill Song Shi in the mystic realm. Somewhere on the mountainside with a wide field of vision, Jin Wuxia opened his eyes and looked at his token. The points on it had already reached 100, and he was ranked third. However, this was not what he was concerned about. With their strength, it was not difficult for them to enter the top 3. He only wanted to kill Song Shi and end his humiliation. Brother, there's news of the blood-robed old ghost. Jing Wuyin landed from the sky with a communication talisman in his hand. Finally willing to show your face. A sinister smile appeared on Jin Wuji's face. He stood up and stretched out his hand. A golden spear engraved with dragon patterns appeared in his hand. If Song Shi was here, he would realize that this spear was very similar to the Yi family's spear. Bring everyone and turn him into fertilizer for the mystic realm. Jing Wuji did not hide his killing intent at all. A few newly built wooden houses stood by a calm lake. Lu Yoayu was cultivating when a person suddenly emerged from the water opposite her and walked on the waves. Miss Lu, the blood-robed old ghost has appeared. Do you want to TGO and take a look? Ah, why did he show up? Liu was surprised. Since you wanted to hide, why didn't you hide until the end of the trial?